Welcome to this special edition of Las Películas Sábados Gigantes at the Cinemarijuana Theatre. That's right. It's a special Black History Month edition. We're for the month of February, to celebrate Black History Month. We're examining some films and then talking about them. And tonight we're going to talk about A Raisin in the Sun from 1961, right?
Correct.
Okay. Well, before we get going, let's do introductions. Clockwise, starting with me. I'm Ed.
I'm John.
And I'm Raul.
Yeah, okay. So, Raisin in the Sun, starring Sidney Poitier and Ruby Dee.
The prize-winning drama that warms the screen with its people and its passions.
Yeah. I don't know. I didn't feel very warm exactly. I felt
kind of rough.
I felt the icy breath.
But did you feel the passion?
Yeah, sure. Well, I felt like the burn.
Feel the Burn 2016.
Yeah. Starring, Sidney Poitier, Ruby Dee. It's got John Fiedler, Louis Gossett. Who else? Who are the other two female leads?
Claudia McNeil and Diana Sands.
Okay. And this is written and directed by...
Writers are Lorraine... the original play that's based on was written by Lorraine Hansberry. And that's also who wrote the screenplay.
Okay.
And directed by Danielle Petrie.
Okay. So
Petrie.
This is a theatrical adaptation.
Very clearly.
We must say too. Do you have? I guess before we, I guess we should do a synopsis of this film.
Yeah.
Or do you have any of the roots of it? Do you know what the deal was with it? Because I didn't the credits say something about, or the trailers about this is the original Broadway cast or something?
Yeah. The Broadway production of Raisin in the Sun by Lorraine Hansberry opened at the Ethel Barrymore Theatre in New York on March 11th, 1959. It ran for 530 performances, and it was nominated for the 1960 Tony Award for the Best Play. Sidney Poitier, Claudia McNeil, Ruby Dee, Diane Sands, Ivan Dixon, Louis Gossett Jr., and John Fiedler all reprised their stage roles in the movie version.
Oh, wow.
And there was a 1960 Tony Award for Best Actress in a Play nomination, which went to Claudia McNeil.
Dude, John Fiedler, man.
So they basically just took the play and just filmed it.
Yeah, it sounds like it. Okay, so Raul, you want to give us the synopsis of this movie?
Didn't John just say the synopsis?
Oh, no.
No, that wasn't a plot synopsis.
Yeah.
That was just the tagline.
The details of the theatrical production.
I mean, for me, the movie kind of goes everywhere, but is really good at staying in the same place. It's about a fresh widow who comes up on hella ducats, and her family has ideas of how they want to spend it, but she kind of has her own.
There you go.
Yeah. Basically sums it up.
All right. Well, so I guess we'll do 3 minutes, 3 words on this film. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then we'll start talking about some of maybe the subtext or whatever. All right, John, starting with you. Go ahead.
Yeah, this was an interesting movie to say the least. Where we're trying to examine the films of Sidney Poitier in this particular arm of our Black History Month movies, and there was a lot of. Like I said, you could tell it was based on a stage play because everybody is just really chewing the scenery.
Heightened performances.
And I mean, there's a lot of drama. There's a lot of passion. Obviously,
few locations.
Yeah, it takes place in pretty much just like 3 locations for the most part, and even those you could probably cut it down to 2. But everybody does a really good job. I mean, you really feel for the people. I mean, just having this kind of lot in life where
you really feel for you people.
Well, yeah, for you people. They're handed just one bum deal after another. Like, obviously, this poor woman's husband has, been shuffled off to an early grave because he worked himself to death.
Yeah, working his fingers to the bone
for Whitey, basically. And now, the family's trying to build up. They're all stuck in this one small apartment. Basically, kind of 1.5 bedroom apartment.
And there's 5 of them.
Yeah.
And it's a community bathroom in the building, too.
Yeah, which has got to be a nightmare.
6th on the way.
Yeah. Yeah, and they keep trying to get ahead, and they keep kind of getting handed back down, stepped on again, and just thrown back in the dirt. But they keep getting back up again, and that's the important part. It was funny. It was sort of like you pointed out, it was almost like a wrestling match. The way things went back and forth, where
Yeah.
it starts off bad and then it gets good, but there's still a lot of the movie left, so it's going to have a happy ending.
This is like a pay-per-view match,
Right,
so
right.
there's a lot of match left.
Yeah, and then it goes really bad again, and then it does. Fortunately, it swings back around to good at the end. I mean, they've obviously got their work cut out for them still, and it's not like it's an overly sugared ending because they still obviously have some sort of struggle ahead of them.
It's almost like the end is really the beginning.
Well, yeah,
Like
basically,
the worst
right.
struggle is like in the future.
But then, I mean, not only for them personally, but the concept of what they represent as black people trying to break into basically white society. I mean, that it's both something for them as the characters and for
I just realized it's actually kind of metaphorical. The way really civil rights is the start of the battle,
Yeah.
almost like the civil rights happen, and then it's like, and then you've got to make society
right. Like
just.
first, you've got to you have to fight to get them to let you in.
So
Then once you're in, then
so you haven't really getting in. You haven't really won the
Right.
battle. Like now, you've just started, and it's kind of
Yeah.
like metaphorical for the same thing. Like if they thought they had faced adversity, like
it's just
it's
getting
good that
started.
they hunker down. 'cause
Yeah,
they, like, man,
and now they become the Jackie Robinson of the suburbs.
yeah, this particular
They
neighborhood.
try to
That
break
would have
some
been a
new
good
ground.
tagline.
They should have replaced the tagline with that.
The Jackie Robinsons of suburban domesticity.
But I mean, even with all the over the top performances, it's not unbelievable at any point. Everybody does a great job. I mean, I'm not surprised they just use the same cast because how could you go wrong? And
Yeah, they seem to. I mean, well, I guess Rent is how we can. Yeah, you can go wrong by retaining the original Broadway cast, but in this case, it seems to work very well.
heads up, Rent. This is doing it right. I just I'm glad I got a chance to see it. It's worth checking out.
All right, so what are your 3 words on A Raisin in the Sun?
We shall overcome.
Hey, all right, Raul, your turn.
I didn't know what to expect. I thought about looking up what it was going to be about, but I like to go into things blind.
I'm glad you didn't.
I did the same thing. I didn't really
Yeah?
know what it was about, and I was like, I thought about maybe, and then I'm like, nah, let's just see where it goes.
I really liked this one. It was very warm, and it didn't feel alienating, as some of these type of films tend to be. So sometimes it just, I don't know, it doesn't feel like I understand completely, or
It's not exactly pointing the finger back at the audience,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah, it was really accessible. And it's almost smart to do almost like an ambassador story that everybody, especially even like when you make this in 1961, how could you, even if you were super white, see this movie and not feel for these people?
right. And I'm sure there's tons of people that could relate.
Yeah.
To
Oh my
everything
God,
happening.
way too many.
And everyone had their own plight in this film. And I loved all the performances, even though at times some people over-delivered. I really enjoyed Poitier's character, even though he was a complete piece of shit.
Totally flawed.
Yeah, but
That gives him somewhere to go, though.
yeah, and I liked that I felt the whole tug-of-war thing mainly with him. Because the whole time his mother felt so warm, even when she was upset. It felt like I was a fly on the wall of this household. And maybe part of that was
Yeah.
the whole direction and blocking of it being a stage play.
It was like
Maybe that's part of it.
Yeah.
But I definitely felt like I was there and I was bearing witness to this family's current trials and tribulations.
Yeah, like you're like the silent roommate who's in the
Yeah.
corner the whole time just watching
Yeah.
this go down.
I don't want to get too snobbish, but it reminded me a bit of Ozu and Tokyo Story. Just the sort of shooting a small space, but not making it more claustrophobic than it has to be.
Right, and that's where
and
that
really,
was at,
really be able
too.
to focus on the drama between the characters.
Because you get an idea that they're in a small little area, but it definitely doesn't feel claustrophobic.
It did a little bit for me, like just enough
Yeah.
to
'Cause
like
it-
make it
it
like
has
where you
to,
can,
though,
you can
yeah.
feel, where you
Especially
can
once
feel
they
the
start
tension.
packing people in, because the beginning you're like,
Yeah.
okay, here's this room for this couple,
Right.
and you're kind of like, oh, they're kids on a couch.
Yeah, and then there's the sister, and
Yeah.
then here comes the mom,
Right.
and it's like, okay, yeah, this is not
so
a.
that's when it all comes
Right.
comes together.
Yeah. Okay. Well, you want to give us your 3 words on this film?
Good movie performances.
Okay.
Well
I'm
said.
so bad at that game, and I always forget that it's going to happen.
I know. As many times we do it,
It's
right?
funny because like we came up with it, and I still forget
think
until
of
the
it,
last minute to think of one in advance.
Sometimes I'm real good, but rarely. Usually I'm like, oh yeah, that's right. I got to do this, even though it's supposed to be like so smart.
Yeah, like I always have the intention to think of it right after watching the movie, and that has yet to happen.
Yeah. Okay. All right, my turn. So, yeah, what I really. It's interesting because of this. I took this. Cody and I, we took this narrative theory class, and to get so we could transfer to state, and it was interesting studying these great works of theater that I had never really been turned on to before. Now, we didn't study A Raisin in the Sun, but we did study some other stuff that kind of shares some similar kind of tenets. Tennessee Williams, I was reminded of, A Streetcar Named Desire in particular, sort of, and not that it's a similar story or anything like that, but it's similar in that it's these characters that all have this kind of pain that is brought on by the whatever section of society they're kind of forced to live in, and they can't sort of break free of their chains, and they have kind of this ennui as a result. And it's very powerful stuff because it's sort of when it's for the theater, it's not about a visual spectacle or anything. So it's far more about examining these emotions, I think, and these feelings these people have. So I thought this film was tremendously successful at really putting on, like, giving you the total, like, cross section of, like, the psychology. Yeah, the Sidney Poitier's character he's such a fucking goddamn fucking bum.
He's a fucking shit wreck,
dude, for reals.
I'm kind of surprised he didn't have a gambling problem, because that would have been just icing.
Yeah,
it would have been surprising.
He did though.
Did he?
Think about it. The whole thing with the liquor store was
Just
one
kinda
big
mentioned
fucking
that.
gamble.
Yeah,
at
and-
one point,
right, like
when he's drunk to that guy.
Right, like the idea, like it is like a big score based, like he
That's
figures
it.
like just
No,
placing the bet.
It's a get rich quick
Right,
scheme,
right.
and he's treating it like he's got some plan, but like really, it's like this fucking pipe dream. But the point I'm trying to make is, even though you're like, man, motherfucker, and it isn't really until the end like you start to kind of be like, okay, and lighten up on him. The whole time though, like I'm going like, I get it. I get this kid. It's a kid who hasn't been allowed to fucking become an adult. He hasn't been able to leave the nest. You know what I mean? Like, he's like, his father has died, but his mom's still alive, and so she's the matriarch, kind of, and being sort of trapped in this place with like his family. He can't get away, and it's totally emasculating because she's a powerful matriarch, and he's supposed to like be the one that's taking care of stuff, but like he can't because she's doing it. But at the same time, then he's like a total dumbass because he hasn't been allowed to like make his own decisions and make his own mistakes. And even when the part where she's like, you're going to be the man of the house now, and gives him the fucking money, and he's like, you trust me? It's like, dude, she totally fucking blows it because he's not ready for that
right.
yet. He hasn't, you know what I mean? And so.
Well, he didn't earn it.
You can see all of these. I don't know. I felt like you could see everything going on underneath the surface, and it made the character kind of tragic in a way because or it could have been if it had have ended in tragedy, but because he's sort of, I understand like kind of what's going on, and I think the same for all the characters. You just kind of, I just thought the film was really good at being sort of an in-depth character study. And
I thought it was interesting because the different characters each sort of represent a different facet of like okay, you've got the mom who's the old matriarch, and
right,
she's
or the traditional, the religious
right,
values,
and literally who came from the South and whose parents and possibly herself was like a slave,
the closest ties to that,
right?
yeah.
And then you've got the housewife and the mom who's the modern woman who's trying to hold her family together. I mean, obviously you got Sidney Poitier's character, the sister who's trying to become a female doctor who's dealing
kind of
with
the progressive one,
right, who's exactly she's dealing with this kind of new like social relevance,
yeah.
and the cultural questions they have, and dealing with being black and being a woman and trying to be professional.
Yeah.
And then you've got the
and economically disadvantaged.
Right. And then you've got the kid who's really sort of like that kind of youthful optimism where he doesn't get how bad it is.
He hasn't been crushed by life
Right,
yet.
exactly.
He can't be resentful.
Yeah.
So my 3 words for this film, I guess, are psychology done well. Really.
Sure. Yeah.
But I think the bigger picture here with this movie is obviously the portrait or the portrayal, or maybe not the bigger picture, but sort of obviously the backdrop of this film is kind of the racial issue, because obviously the whole film is sort of hinged on or especially Sidney Poitier's character, on sort of him forced to exist in this like sort of subservient role.
Well, right.
And these people and like this family and the people of the family trying to sort of just become autonomous members of society that are just free to fucking live their life and do what they want,
like
and how still unable they are to really do that.
Trying to get the piece of the American dream. I mean, and like
Right.
how how the mom feels on some level just because her kids had a home and they're not in jail, she's accomplished something. And then you got Sidney Poitier, who not only is dealing with living his job being a subservient lifestyle, but feeling that the only way he can get ahead is with some kind of dodge.
Yeah.
Because society won't let a black man get ahead, honestly.
Well,
because you're going to be stuck in, you're going to be wiping some white guy's ass.
Well, and
so the only chance you have is some kind of thing.
And even if it had been a successful gamble, it's like it's a liquor store.
It's a liquor store,
you know what
right?
I mean, it's something.
But people would. That's kind of the moral issue that like the mom would have. The idea of
there's liquor is keeping people down.
Like there's no grocery stores, but there's plenty of liquor stores. You know, there's no schools, but there's plenty of liquor stores.
Yeah. No, totally. So also too, there was the heightened performances in this film. Kind of. We mentioned there was a Saturday Night Live sketch. I don't know if you saw it back in the day.
Sinbad was the host.
Yeah, I think it was probably season 17 or 18, I think.
Not the sailor.
Sinbad was the host, or maybe 19. No, the comedian.
Man, if only Sinbad the sailor.
There's been a lot of great Sinbads in history,
from
to
Good
be
Burger.
fair.
Yeah,
From
but
Good Burger.
the coolest one
Get
from
outta
Good
here.
Burger. And there was this sketch they did. It was when Chris Rock and Tim Meadows were on the show, and Ellen Cleghorn, and they did this sketch called The Proud Pattersons, where they it was like just this black family and with these totally like histrionic, over the top, like he's like, I want to watch Rescue 911, and all fighting with his kid because he wants to watch Rescue 911.
It's like, do you think nobody in this family watches Rescue 911? And everybody's like all like near tears and just weeping. And the kid comes home from college, like Tim Meadows, and he's like all totally normal. Because he's like learned to talk like normal people in school.
And it's funny, not that these performances are laughable by any means, but
I almost feel like that sketch had to almost been inspired by this movie.
Well, I wonder if there's more of this sort of kind of theatrical cinema, because the thing I think people need to understand about it is when you're in the theater, you've got to perform for the cheap seats, like. Theatrical,
you gotta emote.
Theatrical performances are about this larger than life, and a sort of an enhanced look at the kind of emotional state of the character and the way lines are delivered in a very grandiose style. And it's like because you have to emote for the theater, for the audience that is there seeing you perform live.
Well, it's definitely not something you see in films these days. You don't
definitely
really get
not
performances like that.
Well, because I guess that's one of the depending on who you ask, the benefits or the downsides to shooting on film is that when you're disconnected from that live setting, you have more freedom to kind of play it more subtle.
Well, and you do hear stories about actors and actresses who come from the theater to do their first movie, and they'll have to be told to bring it down. Yeah. Because they're so used to playing the theater, and they'll be like, no, this isn't a play. You're got like a 12 right now. We're looking for like a 7.
And it's interesting because all of the performances in this film are super solid, but they are definitely you know what I mean, enhanced.
Yeah.
They're definitely, you know, amped up.
And I wonder how much that too is if it's just because it's the adaptation of the play and they pretty much just film the play, or if I mean, like almost the Proud Pattersons thing. I just wonder if it's almost a deliberate thing to try to show the passion that they're feeling,
Right.
Like to express that it's a bigger emotion, that it is such a big deal that they do have to like wail to the heavens,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah, and but it's. I wonder too, like, I don't know, because like the Proud Pattersons thing, right? Is it something culturally that I'm not aware of? Is there some kind of, you know, melodrama?
Well, it's funny. You get like those kind of like those stereotypical characters, like the grandma. I mean, you know, that sort of hysterical, over the top, like, you know, like black woman character,
Right.
And I guess that's like one of those things. How much of that is just a stereotype, and how much of that is something that sort of exists culturally,
resonant,
and it's probably somewhere in the middle. It's like, I mean, everything is exaggerated for humor. So if you want to go for humor, you're going to take that up, you know, to the next notch. But there's got to be some truth to it. You know, or people, you know, whoever wrote the Proud Patterson sketch wouldn't have wrote it if they hadn't seen something. Yeah. Or like, you know, with this play, for example, like with Raisin in the Sun.
I think you still have that archetype today, though. With an older, you know, like even in some films you still see like older big black women who are the matriarch of the household who still kind of act in the same manner.
Yeah.
It just is something that doesn't completely and because I mean it's something that is so kind of ingrained into culture, I guess.
Yeah.
That it's like, you know, it's still, and I mean it's not. I'm sure it's not totally untrue about, you know.
I mean, it's just funny, like thinking of that Proud Patterson sketch, and not that, you know, Raising the Sun was caricaturish at all, but it just made me think that perhaps it was touching on like a sort of cultural trope that like you know,
that's more pervasive than just in these two things.
It's definitely a story that could still be told today.
Actually, that's what I was going to bring up next. Perfect segue. Like, has anything really changed?
I think the only thing would be the whole HOA thing at the end. But I'm sure there could be a substitute.
You mean you don't think today somebody would come to a family and be like, look, you know, we want to help you move someplace else?
No, see, I think they would just get the racist behavior.
Yeah.
People would just move in and they would just be having the hate crimes.
Yeah, they wouldn't, like, because you don't have that, you don't have the structural, like, racism anymore. Where you would literally have like that was an organization. That was the HOA or whatever in that area going, listen, we don't want you here. You can leave. We'll pay you for it. You won't have you can't have that kind of institutionalized racism now. So I don't think the welcome wagon would show up. But I definitely think
different wagon.
Well, right, they would
show up.
Their neighbors would just be jerks to them. They would just get racist shit. They would get the phone calls like from Watermelon Man.
Yeah,
they would get, you know, the burning cross on their lawn or something. It wouldn't be handled like almost like a business transaction, but they would still deal with the racism.
Well, that's such a crazy thing too. Like I never even thought of, and you know, maybe it's naive, but like this idea that property values go down, and so like people now have like it's like I don't know, it's like society creates a way to legitimize its racism by going, oh no, you don't understand. It's not about that. It's our money.
One, it's also one of those things like I forget if it's like cause and causation or something. I mean, sometimes like people look at that as being a symptom, like, oh, like, you know, minorities move in and our property values go down. And it's like, well, but maybe your property values already went down, so people in a lower income bracket could finally
get it
to move into your neighborhood. And I mean that could be part of it too. So they look at it as being like, oh, it's these people who are doing this. Well, no, it's actually kind of the opposite. That the fact the housing market is going down allowed these people to finally be able to afford to buy a home in this area, whereas before they wouldn't have been able to.
What do you mean, these people?
Economically disadvantaged, I think he means to say. But like, just especially the sister, some of like sort of, you know, her. I found her dialogue to be sort of very I don't know. I can see this movie upsetting motherfuckers in 1961.
Yeah.
Oh, I would think so.
I mean,
yeah.
I can see it upsetting people today, like not in the same. But back then, I mean, you know what I mean? Like, I mean, motherfuckers assassinated Martin Luther King for saying like, "I want us to get along."
Well, yeah, I got to
You know what I mean? So like, like
Did this play in Southern movie
Yeah,
houses
did
in
they boycott
1961?
it? Did the fucking churches come out and try to say, "Oh no, we can't"? Like, you know what I mean? Because I felt like it was really kind of, you know, it's the same argument we're hearing today, right? I mean, the shit with like all the stuff the sister was saying.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And like her struggle, like trying to, you know, she's like, I'm going to become a doctor, and everyone's like, fuck that, you're getting married. Like what? Like, and so even though like, even they're reinforcing these kind of cultural ideals that I guess are outdated. I don't know. It's a complex, weird situation.
It's funny that actually does kind of happen. How sort of like every different, like, if we were down to it, like everybody's racist about people who are different than them. And so everybody has their own different prejudices, you know, in different ways. Like, and so like, yeah, like they're dealing with prejudice, you know, based on the color of their skin, but then he immediately turns around and people are being prejudiced against her for her gender. And being like, or you know, if you want to be a nurse, fine, but you're a woman, so you can't be a doctor.
Doctor, like I don't think
like
so.
you're not a man.
What?
And it's like they don't understand. It's like I remember that being a thing I couldn't believe when the whole Prop 8 thing happened in California, and like people who I work with, like you know, like people of you know minorities who are voting against this. Like, well, but don't you see how that's just a different form of racism? But people have their own prejudices. It's a really complicated issue.
Yeah, I don't mean to you know come to racism's defense here, but I mean I feel like everybody's going to hate somebody for some reason.
People just in general, everybody as a species, the human race fears what they don't understand.
I mean I know,
and what's different than them, and that's just it's not a good thing, but it's a natural thing.
I mean I'm racist against stupid motherfuckers. You know what I mean? Like I don't hate people based on their race, but like I hate stupid people. You know?
Yeah, well,
so
I
like
agree.
even you know
that and the Irish. No, I'm just kidding.
Though, yeah, right. So I don't know. I think everybody's gonna hate somebody. So it's just. I guess the trick is first getting the institutionalized hatred out, and then after that, just getting people to the point where they can hate people for different reasons.
Well, it's generational.
Yeah,
well, change over time.
We're still working on it. That's the thing.
New reasons to hate each other.
And to find new reasons to kind of not hate each other. I mean, as time goes on, it's just like you said. It's like, okay, first you got to be able to get them to let you in, and then you got to get them to accept you. And we're still working on the acceptance part. But I think
more people are
right.
You know,
as time goes on, and the older people who had more backwards thinking kind of move on and on and die off. People who are, you know, younger have more open minds. It's something that we just have to keep working on as a society.
It's just like Warren Beatty says in Bulworth. We just got to all keep fucking till we're all the same color.
Yeah, that's it. That's what it's all about. That's what's going to happen
surprised
eventually.
You could quote that film.
I mean, that's eventually.
You know, I loved it the
happen.
first time I saw it, and then I saw it a second time. I'm like, what a piece of shit. I need to see it a third time. I feel now to like really judge.
Do you think that you'll alternately hate it and like it?
I don't know.
Every time you see it,
I don't know. Maybe I'll be like, you know, I kind of did both this time. Maybe we should take a minute to sort of compare and contrast this to the films we've seen so far in this sort of mini theme that we're doing right now with the Black History Month thing.
I want to throw it as interesting that we have yet to see a leading man in one of these movies that was not at least somehow flawed.
Well, but aren't all? I mean, you know, in dramatic.
Sweetback was pretty perfect, to be fair.
No, that's kind of
like the male
true.
Adonis.
You know what?
That's true. He was okay. So I take that back.
He was, yeah.
Because there's no fault in Sweetback.
He was like the Ubermensch.
Yes,
really.
He was
the.
But you know what's funny too? I think that was one movie we've seen that was made by a black man.
Yeah, I think
all the others
right.
were starring. I mean, Watermelon Man, of course, but that was still him. That was still Van Peebles. But it's just funny that like with Sidney Poitier's character, he ends up being a good guy in the end, but he has a hard time getting there. And then the two that we saw,
I thought of that too. You know what? I thought almost like is the lesson here that like no.
The lesson for him was just to listen to your mama.
Yeah.
That's really why he did that.
Yeah.
You know, I don't think he kind of learned from his mistakes. Maybe a little from the whole Walter thing.
I don't know.
But I think at the end it was like, Mom said I gotta like not get all that Skrilla.
Well, no. You know what? I don't think it was that. I think he learned.
You think so?
I think like fucking up as profoundly as he did by squandering that fucking scratch, like,
And he had to learn that last lesson too, where he was gonna deal with the white man.
Yeah.
And then it's kind of like you get that. It's not like in Groundhog's Day, right? He thinks he gets it like one day before he does. He thinks he has it, but he doesn't. And it's like you kind of see that a lot in a lot of tales of redemption. There's a point where they think like, and in the Fisher King too.
yeah,
When he gets his life back and he thinks that he's better now,
Yeah.
but he still hasn't actually lost everything. He hasn't
Yeah.
learned his lesson yet. And this is the same situation where he thinks he's got it all figured out and he's going to deal with the white guy and get the money because you know what? Fuck it. That's all that matters now is the money. I learned that. But then when they have that conversation before he changes his mind, that's when he really learns the lesson.
yeah.
And that's when he gets
Because
it.
he realized he's like
that's
he's
when
like making a deal with the devil,
Right.
Like his carelessness is like now he's about to sell his whole fucking
Everything.
like it was it's bad enough because he's like my dad, like this was his fucking blood, this
Right.
money, and it's like, and now that you fucking blew that, like now you're gonna fucking
Then you're going to piss on his ashes.
Yeah.
And when he gets that, that's when he finally steps up and becomes the man.
yeah.
That's when he's finally the head of the household. Now that he's got to learn that lesson.
and you know what? So really, in a way, like really, nobody's done any favors, I suppose, by getting something too easily.
Yeah.
So it's like, in a way, like because physically, the grandfather, his Sidney Poitier's father, physically he exchanged his life for that money.
Right. And it's
But
funny
to
how
the
it's-
rest of the family, it's like a gift. It's something that they haven't had to work for.
Right.
And so it's almost like, by fucking up, like he did himself the favor of, sort of learning that lesson that things come at a cost.
Well, it means that his father gave them what they needed instead of what they wanted.
Yeah.
It's like Batman.
Which
He
to me
gave
makes
him.
the
It
most
might
sense,
not.
right? I mean, that should have been
It,
the
it
point
might
all
it
along.
might not have been the heirloom that they wanted,
Right.
but it's the heirloom that they need.
Yeah. Because in the end, for everything that went wrong, they still had the down payment on the house, which was clearly the one smart choice to make with that money.
Absolutely.
And okay, like they lost some money, but he learned the lesson because of it. And in the end, just like the Nigerian guy says, like all this worrying about something that wouldn't even happen if a man hadn't died, and it's like, in the end, if you need this money to do anything, you're still not doing it right. You got to do it on your own.
Doing it wrong, man.
Yeah.
So, and I thought it was interesting too that we between this and Watermelon Man, we had like these films. Maybe you're teaching me something about shit because like I've lived my life in pretty closed off because the world is a dark, scary, terrible place. So you know what I mean. There's things about it I don't understand, and like I guess this idea that white folks would pay to get black folks out of the neighborhood and pay like a lot.
Yeah,
It's like a right.
literally
like,
make it worth their while.
If it seems like that's like a real thing that would happen or would have happened, and that just is bonkers to me. Like that, I don't know. It's just, yeah,
it's crazy to think about. I mean, like
it's happened to both this and Watermelon.
well,
Man,
yeah,
too.
and just any kind of that institutionalized racism, like the idea to see pictures of like drinking fountains that say like a whites only and stuff like that. Like I can't even imagine what it would be like.
Or those jackets that say members only.
But those are so cool.
How did I get one of those?
Oh man.
Gotta be a member.
Time machine. Okay, all right. Well, so that's going to wrap it up for this special edition of Las Películas Sábados Gigantes at the Cinemarijuana Theatre. We got a few more of these in the pipe. So
Hopefully another from Sidney Poitier coming up next.
Yeah.
Quite possibly. We'll see.
yeah,
And we're going to finish out the month with a couple more selections.
some more stuff. So for the podcast, I'm Ed,
I'm John.
And I'm Raul.
and we'll see you next time. Thanks for listening.